Story time. Back when I was in college, I worked in the photo lab at Walgreens in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, I worked in this photo lab for about 2 to 3 weeks. Actually, it was 2 years. I was going to say 3 years at first, but no, it was only 2 years. Great job, by the way. Had a lot of good experiences there. We used to develop the individual slides of 35 millimeter and the old film. Back in the day when I first started working there, everything was shipped off by the time I left, but it was really fun towards the beginning getting to do all that. Anyways, while I was working there, I met this really awesome guy named Fitz. Fitz was a really good friend of mine. As we got to work together each and every day, I learned more and more about photography and a little bit about video. He was more kind of in tune with the video side. That was definitely his interest. Long story short, he ended up inspiring me to buy my own camera. Ended up going with the Sony CyberShot. Great camera. Bought it from my girlfriend, actually. This camera, you can't change the lenses or anything like that, but it did give me an opportunity to learn how to shoot a camera and just fall in love with photography. That camera made me love photography. Okay, let's talk about regrets. Or regrets. So, I don't really have that many of them in photography. I think I would have made some different decisions along the way, maybe. Or approached things differently, or worked a little bit harder at times. But my biggest regret, honestly, is not shooting video. I wish I would have shot more video. Especially early on. The first couple of years, I live in Washington State right now, but I used to live in Colorado, and I lived there for almost 5 years, and I had so many adventures. I went to so many national parks with my dog, and I just kind of kick myself for not starting a YouTube channel earlier, where it was like me and my dog going on adventures and just filming that whole process. All the cool places. We lived on a horse ranch in Basalt, which is like down valley from Aspen, and lived in a awesome little mountain town called Glenwood Springs with a bunch of natural hot springs and alpine coasters and giant swings over canyon walls and whitewater rafting. There was just so many great memories, and I love photography, don't get me wrong. Shooting a still image is still my favorite thing to do. But I think there's something about a video that just captivates the whole environment, because it engulfs you with that sound and just kind of brings you back in the middle of whatever you were doing. And that's one of the things I really enjoy about video. And it's a challenge to me, because I feel like I'm playing kind of catch up now. And if you look how everything's kind of set up now through social media, through reels and stories and TikToks and you name it, everything is involving some kind of video format. And I think if you're a photographer, you should really start thinking about getting more into the video side. If you're not already doing it, that's great. If you already are and you started doing it earlier than me, touche. But if you're new getting into photography, or new to having a camera, I encourage you to shoot some video. Press that little red button and see what happens. See what you can create. Learn how to edit. Learn some things about sound and how to produce something. I truly enjoy that aspect of it. You know, I was a 3D major in college, so I learned how to do color correction and edit a video and what settings to use. I didn't even know what 1080p was, or how to render out a video properly back then. I remember turning in a senior project in college, and the video itself turned out better than I thought it was, and my instructor actually said that too, but the thing was just huge. The file size was huge. I don't even remember what settings I was using or what the frame rate was or any of that. Like, pretty sure I used a GoPro for many most of it, which is hilarious to look back on now. But that experience and those tools I got back then, I put all of that to use now, and I get to showcase it a little bit, you know? I don't always get to do that with photography. I did not go to school for photography. I'm self-taught. I took one class in high school, I guess you could count that, but we were using 35 millimeter back then, which also makes me sound really old. I'm not that old though, I promise. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of check in and make this little short video and talk a little bit about photography and hopefully teach somebody something, or they can take away something from this video. And if you do take away something, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. We're going to have lots of adventures coming up, and I'm also going to be doing more videos like this where I'm talking about photography or videography, kind of opening up more of how I create things myself and that whole process, what tools I use, and creative ideas. Just gonna throw them out there, see what happens. And before we say goodbye today, I just want to say the best part about making these kind of little home videos is you get to wear sweatpants the whole time you do it, and no one even knows. So have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Have a good one.